Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be giving you my Sagittarius September 2018 horoscope forecast. And yes, this does apply and pertain to the sun, moon, and ascendant. Anyway, people, first thing up is as far as September goes, the sun will be in Virgo from the 1st until the 22nd. So the 10th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. At this time, there could be a strong concentration of energy, focus, and attention on career, the career status and recognition, notoriety, authority figures, stature in life, the dominant parent, which is often the father, the public image, reputation, and even attaining a position of authority. Now, given this is Virgo energy, this could be done with a lot of Virgo-like meticulous attention to detail, very organized, methodical, and systematic manner, but yet very pensive and worrisome as well. And it could be where you might be having a lot of focus, unfortunately, being judgmental and critical on the dominant parent and authority figures, perhaps in people prominent in your career. And again, these 10th house matters may be done with a lot of Virgo scrupulous energy and done in a very perfunctorily. So anyway, next thing up is the sun will be in Libra as far as September goes, from the 22nd until the 30th. So the 11th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. At this time, there could be a strong concentration of energy, attention, focus on friends, acquaintances, one's future, aspirations, goals, clubs, groups, organizations, and even stepchildren, if applicable. Now, given that this is Libra energy, it could be done with a lot of weighing the pros and cons of things, a lot of ambivalence and indecision. You may have a tough time maybe deciding what groups or clubs to join, or even maybe it could even be groups on social media. But it could also, these 11th house matters could be done with a lot of diplomacy, intellectual sociability, and bouncing ideas off another in very even manner, dispersing a lot of these things evenly. 11th house matters, and some of these goals and aspirations may be tied into perhaps something with justice or with the law, or something connected with the legal field. Anyway, next thing up is the new moon will be in Virgo on September 9th. So the 10th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, there could be a new Virgo-like career you may embark on at this time. It could be something connected with detailing, or something associated with details, I should say. It could be detailing vehicles in some cases. It could be something connected with the health, nutrition, or medical field. Perhaps it's something that requires a lot of analysis. I mean, it could be working as some kind of maybe doing something detail-oriented, something like computer programming, or being a data analyst. Also, you might be rekindling a connection with a dominant parent or authority figure that may be a Virgo sun, moon, or ascendant, or simply embody Virgo-like characteristics. It could be a new period in analyzing perhaps your stature in life, and maybe working on ways to improve it, perhaps. And it could be too where it might be a new period of working laboriously to gain a position of authority, perhaps. And also at the same time, just be careful, it's not going to be a new period of worrying about your public image or reputation at this time. So anyway, well, the next thing up is, well, there will be a full moon in Aries on September 24th. So the 5th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. At this time, well, you might become tired, exasperated, somewhat full, so to speak, perhaps an acerbic, acrimonious, or combative child, a lover. It could be someone prominent in one of your in a creative endeavor you might share with someone, or some kind of thing connected with hobbies or amusement person you might share this with. Also, too, this could be about putting a lot of full energy into full aggressive and assertive energy into doing something of a creative nature. It could be something connected with hobbies and amusement, enjoyment, sports even. This could also be the completion or as some kind of culmination or completion of some Aries-like hobby or something connected with some kind of enjoyment. It could be something sports related. It could be combative sport, such as something with like karate, martial arts, boxing. And also, too, when you're talking about a full moon in astrology, this could be about a revelation or unveiling. And it could be about a revelation or unveiling of a, say, an anger issue connected with a child maybe, or a lover in some cases. This could be also, too, and also you look at this as well, and it could also be, again, I mean, something where you may end some kind of Aries, like a hobby or amusement or thing of enjoyment at this time. So anyway, well, the next thing up is Mercury will be in Leo as far as September goes, from the 1st until the 6th. So the 9th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, well, in some cases, this could be about conversation domination with in-laws, with grandchildren. As I've talked about previously in other videos, that Mercury can also be about, it could be about siblings as well. It's not just about communications. It could be that Leo siblings may factor into your philosophical outlook, your religion, maybe even traveling abroad. It could be Leo, Sun, Moon, Ascendant people, or could simply be people that embody Leo-like characteristics. There may be more creative thinking perhaps injected into publishing, and also thinking with a more confidence and self-assuredness regarding really about your philosophies. It could be regarding things that you want to publish, and also too, you could be speaking with more authority, so to speak, on 9th house matters, such as religion, philosophy, anything that could be 9th house related, and as far as in maybe even expanding horizons. So anyway, next thing up is Mercury will be in Virgo as far as September goes. From the 6th until the 22nd, so the 10th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, there could be a lot of, excuse me a second, people, I'm sorry, there could be a lot of analytical and detailed-oriented communications with people that might be prominent in your career, the dominant parent, authority figures. There could also be somewhat judgmental and critical communications with these people as well. And also, too, and again, as I've stated before, that Mercury can be about more than just about communications. It could be about siblings as well. In some cases, this could be about Virgo siblings factoring in to one's public image and reputation, career, more so than usual. They can be Virgo, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant people, or simply ones that embody Virgo-like characteristics. And also, you might become more exasperated at slower thinking people that are prominent in your career. Some cases it could be the dominant parent, it could be authority figures, and also this might be about more worrisome thinking regarding your stature in life, and really about social status, and how you, in terms of where also you are in your career as well, and public image and reputation. So anyway, next thing up is, well, as far as September goes, Mercury will be in Libra from the 22nd until the 30th. So the 11th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. This could be about having a lot of balanced communications with acquaintances, with friends, bouncing ideas off others in groups, clubs, and organizations. This could also manifest perhaps with speaking with more tact and diplomacy with friends, with acquaintances at this time, and really balancing your thoughts regarding your future, and really in talking, really this could be too, again, that Mercury can also be more, about more than just communications. It can be about siblings as well. It could be that Libra siblings might factor in more into your future and your goals and aspirations than usual. And it could be Libra, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant people, or simply ones that embody Libra-like characteristics. And also it's about perhaps being fair-minded with stepchildren, if applicable, if you do have them at this time, and maybe talking about Libra-like things such as the law, litigation, the justice, things like that with 11th house people, such as friends and your acquaintances at this time. So anyway, well, the next thing up is Venus will be in Libra as far as September goes, from the 1st until the 9th. So the 11th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, well, one way this may manifest is that you may, if you're unattached at this time, Sagittarius, you may connect with a Libra, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant at a group, club, or organization. It could be, and it could either be a Libra, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant, or one that embodies Libra characteristics. This could also be manifest in valuing balance and goals and your aspirations at this time. And also at this time, really about balancing your spending, dispersing spending evenly, perhaps on your friends, your acquaintances, and things that are goal and aspiration related, and perhaps in the enjoyment of Libra-like games with friends, with acquaintances, and stepchildren, if applicable. It could be something like Law and Order game or People's Court game. And also money from something Libra-like may factor in, may factor into your future. I mean, it could be something that you might get from some legal issue or a lawsuit, and something or something where it was like a partnership situation or a relationship, and might factor into your future, such as putting something in some kind of investment, perhaps as an example. So anyway. Well, the next thing up is Venus will be in Scorpio as far as September goes, from the 9th until the 30th. So the 12th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. At this time, well, if unattached Sagittarius, it might be a time where you might have a clandestine affair with a Scorpio, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant, or one that embodies Scorpio-like characteristics. Given this is Scorpio energy, it could be one that's not, I mean, you're talking about the 12th house and Scorpio energy, and Scorpio energy could be very sneaky and surreptitious. So this is something that you may really strongly want to keep on, you're desiring to keep under wraps if this occurs. Now, also, there might be some financial restrictions and limitations during this time due to maybe very secretive and surreptitious spending. At this time as well, this could also manifest perhaps in the enjoyment of Scorpio-like things in solitude and seclusion, such as something with the occult, supernatural, could even be doing something with the Ouija board, doing some kind of maybe doing something with magic or alchemy, something that you may Scorpio-like in solitude and seclusion, locksmithing, locksmith work, something that is Scorpio like. And also too, this could be a case where in some cases it could be a Scorpio love, could actually be a hidden adversary. It could be a Scorpio, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant, or simply one that embodies Scorpio-like characteristics. And also could be about valuing going beyond the superficial and subterfuge, and doing so, maybe exposing people that are pretending to be your friends that are actually hidden enemies or hidden adversaries. So anyway. Next thing up is Mars will be in Capricorn as far as September goes, from the 1st until the 10th. So the second house is what will be emphasized and highlighted at this time. Well, this could be about putting a lot of disciplined and consistent energy into monetary matters and finances. You might become a little bit more exasperated if somebody is doing something with your possessions at this time, and also too the situation perhaps with people that are involved at the place you're generating income, or maybe somebody that somehow factors into your resources and your possessions. A situation with that person or people might be more acrimonious and contentious than usual. You might be more apt to have arguments with older people and authority figures over values, over something of a monetary nature. And also At this time, this could be about putting a lot of energy and vitality into working within the parameters in terms of doing what's right, in terms of accumulating possessions and making money. Seventh house matters in general, and also a lot of consistent energy put into matters with your self-esteem and self-worth at this time. So anyway, next thing up is Mars will be in Aquarius as far as September goes from the 10th until the 30th. So the third house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, ideas might come more extemporaneously and spontaneously than usual at this time. You may be more inclined to doing perhaps some energy putting into writing, and it could be about Aquarius-like things, such as something with astrology, aerospace, innovation, computers, electronics. There may be more at this time. You might be more inclined, a little greater propensity to accidents at this time, and it also could be a lot of erratic and sporadic energy in your communications as well. And the situation at this time might be as far as it might be more acrimonious and contentious with siblings, with neighbors, with cousins at this time, more so than usual. There might be more unpredictable arguments at this time, and it could also be at the same time, this could manifest perhaps into getting fights with friends that are in your neighborhood as well, and also becoming angry at idiosyncratic, unusual, and bizarre behavior, perhaps with from siblings, from neighbors, from cousins, even maybe someone from your early childhood. So anyway, next thing up is Jupiter will be in Scorpio as far as this month goes, and it will in the 12th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted at this time. Well, this can manifest and come out in a multitude of ways. I mean, this could be about having luck and fortune and conquering hidden adversaries. It could be through subterfuge and guile. It may manifest as well in being very jocular and jovial in private, but it could be in a very caustic type humor, very subtle, sarcastic humor. And also, too, about putting a lot of exuberance and enthusiasm into Scorpio-like things in private, such as magic, alchemy, astrology, the occult, supernatural, locksmithing. It could also be, as I've talked about before in previous videos, that Jupiter can be somewhat paradoxical. It's very benign and benevolent, but it could also have a tendency to enlarge and expand. And this could, in some cases, enlarge and expand surreptitious, even sometimes nefarious behavior, really going on behind the scenes. And it could be, I mean, with hidden adversaries. Sometimes it could be an aunt or an uncle, and it could be from people that might be in a situation where they're less fortunate, such as someone that might be homeless, in an impoverished situation, or oppressed. So anyway, and also too, I mean, this could also be about, in some cases, again, about Jupiter being have a tendency to expand and enlarge. Sometimes this could expand or increase some kind of erotic, surreptitious, and provocative, or I'm sorry, she could expand and enlarge clandestine affairs, and it could be with ones that are very provocative, and ones that are very super erotic and sexual as well, given this is Scorpio energy. Anyway, next thing up, Saturn will be in Capricorn still, so the second house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. At this time, you might experience some restrictions and limitations at this time with your income, with money generated. It could also be matters with self-worth and self-esteem, which may be leaving you feel somewhat despondent and melancholy. Another way this could manifest in some cases, it could be about taking care of a sickly and debilitated person that factors strongly in your possessions, your resources, how you feel about yourself. It could be someone at the place where you generate income at. It could be over something Capricorn related, such as something with the knees, the bones, or the joints. Hold on a second, people. Well, sorry about that. Anyway, well, and also too, it could be that older people and sometimes the father actually might figure more prominently in your finances and how you feel about yourself and your values at this time as well. And this could also manifest perhaps in getting more structure and discipline in second house matters, such as monetary matters at this time, generating income, and perhaps in matters with your values as well. And anyway, next thing up is Uranus will still be in Taurus, so the sixth house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, this may manifest perhaps in the formulation of new financial ideas, which might, in some cases, maybe lead to some kind of maybe freedom, maybe from your place of employment, or this could also be as well where in some cases your daily routine might be a little bit erratic and sporadic and unpredictable as well. It could manifest in enigmatic health problems at this time, or something nerve related. I mean, I have Uranus almost exactly conjunct my sixth house cusp in my natal chart, and I have very extensive and even at this time irrevocable nerve damage, because Uranus can be connected with the nerves. And at this time as well, in some cases, this could be about Taurus friendships that figure more prominently in your daily routine and maybe in your health life as well, and even perhaps in employment as well at this time. And also you might be dealing with more unusual and stubborn, obstinate behavior, perhaps from people in your daily routine. It could be also an aunt, an uncle, maybe, or somebody prominent in your health life, or somebody you might be rendering some kind of service to. So anyway, next thing up is Neptune will be in Pisces still, so the fourth house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. At this time, well, you might find at this time that maybe maybe people in your family, your home life, maybe even ones close to home with, might be more confounding and confusing than usual. Some cases this could manifest in some kind of flooding or gas leak in the home, and be careful of some kind of inadvertent, perhaps a chemical assimilation or at home, such as something with radon. Unfortunately, this could also be about the dissolving or dissipation of one's home life at this time, and a family member might be succumbing to some kind of alcohol or drug use, and these family members at this time, people close to home with, might be more nebulous and unclear, and even your roots and traditions might be a little bit more nebulous and unclear, and perhaps who you are at the core might be a little bit more obscure and unclear at this time, more so than usual. And could it be that maybe a family member might be toxic at this time, which could be possible. So anyway, well, the next thing up is Pluto will be in Capricorn still, so the second house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. Now, at this time, I know a lot of you don't want me to, say the dreaded D word, but in some cases, this could actually be about the literal death of perhaps somebody at a place you generate income with. It might be someone you value strongly. Some cases it could be someone that's prominent in your resources, your possessions, and how maybe factors in well to your self-worth. And also, too, you might be experiencing more upheavals with your finances at this time. And in some cases, this could just be about doing something Pluto-like in terms of generating income. It could be something with the supernatural, the occult. It could be astrology. Something that could be Pluto-like, something with transformation. It could be like doing something with recycling or rebuilding. In some cases, this could be about some obliteration or destruction of a monetary situation. But remember that Pluto can be about destruction and obliteration, but it's also about rebirth and regeneration. So if something goes away with Pluto, it could also be revived. It could also be maybe not revived all the time, but it could be replaced and supplanted with something else at this time. So anyway, well, the next thing up is and also be careful about being overly obsessive and compulsive regarding monetary matters and possessions at this time. So anyway, because Pluto can sometimes be about compulsive behavior, and just be careful that it doesn't do something in terms of being overly, as far as like compulsive hoarding. And of course, a lot of it could depend on the aspects that Pluto's making to your chart. If this is making an adverse aspect, say, to your Venus, say, or maybe to your second house ruler, this could perhaps reaffirm that energy, perhaps. So anyway, next thing up is the North Node will be in Leo still. So the 9th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, this may manifest perhaps, when you're talking about the North Node in transit, this could be about issues one may have to confront or address. And in this case, it could be about having to confront a rather domineering, bombastic, flamboyant, even overbearing in-law or grandchild. It could also be about taking pride and dignity in your philosophies, in things of a religious nature, in being more gregarious and extroverted with perhaps people at a religious congregation, with in-laws, with grandchildren at this time, and perhaps being more extravagant and generous in these matters with these people as well. And also you may be directed toward getting more notoriety, recognition, and exposure for publishing, and being lauded and praised for these things more, and for things you do in terms of with grandchildren, with in-laws at this time. And you may be directed at this time towards spending more money than you anticipated, perhaps on traveling abroad or even matters with higher education. So anyway, next thing up is the Black Moon Lilith will be in Aquarius still. So the 3rd house is what will be emphasized and highlighted at this time. Well, in some cases, this could be about a revelation or unveiling, perhaps of some kind of, it could be some kind of bizarre or unusual idiosyncratic behavior from a sibling, a cousin, or a neighbor at this time. It could be something where a very powerful, formidable Aquarius adversary may be revealed. It could be an Aquarius sun, moon, or ascendant, or simply one that embodies Aquarius-like characteristics. It could be someone in your neighborhood. Sometimes it could be in the form of a sibling, of a neighbor, someone you know well on short journeys, or somebody you might have a lot of communications with. Also, too, when you're talking about the Black Moon Lilith, this could also be about what could put one in a strong state of fear or trepidation. This could be about losing, and that could be perhaps relinquishing or losing your freedom, your independence in your communications, or even ingenuity in your thoughts as well. And the Black Moon Lilith can also be about something that kind of is let out of the bag, so to speak, that you don't want to come out, but it may actually wind up coming out of the bag and be revealed. And this could be about maybe some kind of maybe something unusual or bizarre about a sibling, perhaps, or about a cousin. It might even be something, maybe it may be even something in your way of thinking. Perhaps it could be something very unorthodox or non-conforming that you didn't really want a lot of people or people in general to know about, but it does come out of the bag, so to speak. So anyway, well, the next thing up is Chiron will be in Aries as far as September goes, from the 1st until the 26th. So the 5th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, this could be about dealing with emotional suffering, emotional wounds in connection, perhaps maybe with combative, contentious, acrimonious situations with children, with lovers. It could be over lack of initiative and enterprise to increase your personal popularity, or being overly impetuous or impulsive with say things of a speculative nature. It could also be about maybe being overly passive and not speaking up enough in matters pertaining to children, to people you may be in a romantic relationship with, or maybe in some cases it may be an opportunity. It may be a very good, something good that was speculative, something that may been something where say that it was credit, where you thought maybe it was actually credible, or something where you could have capitalized on, say, a speculative investment opportunity that was legitimate, and you didn't do it, and facing repercussions maybe because of it. And also too, keep in mind that that Chiron is the wounded healer. So in ways that you may be having difficulty and struggles with Chiron and Aries and the 5th house, you may be able to help others out in comparable situations, and do so with a lot of areas like courage, fortitude, enterprise, initiative, and assertiveness. Last but not least, Chiron will be in Pisces as far as September goes, from the 26th until the 30th. So the 4th house is will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, this could be about dealing with a lot of maybe going through some emotional suffering and wounds connected with deception and duplicity in the home, in the family life. It could be about maybe also dealing with maybe somebody in the home life, someone you're close to home with, that might be dealing with some kind of drugs or alcohol at this time, maybe dissipation or dissolving of the home and family life, and also maybe being about where who you are at the core. It might be somewhat nebulous and unclear at this time, and you're having difficulty maybe processing who you actually are at the core. And also too, things may be connected with your roots, your ancestry, that might be somewhat obscure and unclear at this time as well. So but at the same time, that remember that Chiron is the wounded healer. So in ways that you might be going through some struggling and suffering in connection with Chiron and Pisces and the 4th house, you could help others deal with comparable situations, and do so with a lot of Pisces like empathy, compassion, self-sacrifice, and perhaps even idealism. Anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment for my Sagittarius September 2018 horoscope forecast. Stay tuned next time, where I'll be giving you my Capricorn September 2018 horoscope forecast. Two things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel but do not compel. And secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, configuration, influence, or what have you, and make an analysis of a person, astrologically speaking, based on this alone, because astrologically speaking, the person is the sum of all their components in their natal chart, and not just one. Until next time, people, stay well.